Hey guys, John Paulamy here, Actionable Intelligence. Today is Saturday, July 25th. Short video on gold here and the precious metals in general, specifically gold and silver. Look, we've had a big move in gold recently. You can see it here on the chart. It's extremely overbought now. There's a lot of attention being given because it cracked 1900, discussion about it making all new time highs. But you need to understand something. Sentiment is very positive right now. Everybody is in the pool. So I would not be putting new money into precious metals right now or precious metal stocks. That does not mean, let me clarify this, that does not mean that I'm not extremely bullish long term on gold and silver. I am extremely bullish over the next decade on commodities, gold and silver, oil and gas. What I'm trying to tell you is if you don't have a position or your position, you're not where you want to be with your precious metal stock positioning or whatever, this is not the time to be buying. I think you're going to, over the next month or so, see a buying opportunity. It's just overbought. There's just too many people on one side of the canoe right now. So obviously it could go higher. Don't get caught up in FOMO. This is a key attribute of what not to do, what I preach about, and what I have fallen into these traps when I was younger. You know, if you're just coming to this video, or if you're just coming into this market and you're saying, "Yeah, I'm going to get on gold," and I've heard it could go to 3 or 4 or 10,000. It very well could, but it's not going to happen in the next month. What's more than likely going to happen is that we're going to have a sell-off. It's extremely overbought based on the relative strength. How far it's trading above the moving averages, just the spike that we've seen. Now, like I said, it could go higher in the interim, but I think the next move is probably down. And I think you'll have another opportunity to buy at cheaper prices. And I think what's going to happen is that especially, we have precious metal stocks that we have owned well before this move started. They're looking very good. We'll be looking to reload those positions or even move into some silver stocks that I'm looking at now. So, I'm big on sentiment. I'm big on history. Here's a guy I follow. You should follow some of these people on Twitter. This is Sediment Trader. The guy has a website, but occasionally he drops some good Twitter tweets. And this is from last week. Gold is rallying for its 7th consecutive weekly gain. Okay, so that should tell you right off the bat when something rallies 7 weeks in a row, it's probably due a breather to consolidate those gains. Nothing goes straight up. We've talked about this many times. So here are gold's returns over the next month since 1980 after its other 7-week streaks. And I could even fit them all on here. There's a couple more below us. But basically, after gold has a 7-week streak, it usually underperforms. It usually goes down. Why? People take profits off the table. People are traders. There's a constant buying and selling. The fundamental reason to own gold is because of the unbridled amount of monetary malfeasance that's being executed by the U.S. Treasury and the Federal Reserve and the other central banks around the world. But that's not going to get resolved in the next month or two. So I think a lot of people now come to this page one story, which is precious metals moving over the last weeks. 6 months ago, a year ago, no one cared about precious metals, right? Several years ago, or a couple years ago when I started this channel and gold was trading around 1,100 or 1,200, people were poo-pooing it all the way up and telling me what an idiot I was. Like I said, I think this thing goes a lot higher, but in the short term, over the next 4, 6, 8 weeks, we're actually getting into a seasonal weak period for gold. Okay, so what I'm trying to tell you is that if you don't have a position, if you're looking to increase your position, I wouldn't be rushing in next week. I think you're going to get a better opportunity as the summer goes on, because history's on our side that we're probably going to see a pullback. So one other thing I want to talk about, I've talked about Caldeonia Mining. This is a chart. It kind of got cut off a little bit, but you can see what happened here. This is gold stock that basically I've talked about publicly. It's not in the actionable intelligence alert newsletter portfolio, but something I've talked about publicly. I know some people follow it. Yeah, I'm taking some money off the table. This thing jumped 48% this week. Okay, so this thing's going to blow off top. I think inevitably it goes a lot higher. The company is one of the lowest cost. All-in sustaining costs are around $650, $700 an ounce. The problem is they have one mine. It's in Zimbabwe, but they've consistently been profitable. They've consistently worked their way through all the issues there. And they're slowly but surely planning on taking their production from about 55,000 to 80,000 ounces over the next couple years. They've had a tremendous investment that they've made in a new shaft that they've put down into their mine to increase production. But right now, I mean, when something goes up 48% in 1 week, and you've had this tremendous run that we've had on this thing, it's time to take a little money off the table and then reassess. Because I think if the gold price pulls back, this thing's going to drop. I mean, you had big gaps, 2 big gaps this week. You had some decent volume, and it's probably a good idea to, this thing's going to pull back quite a bit, I think. And if you don't own it, that'll be your opportunity. But I think what happens is people chase these things. They buy, whoever bought here, this thing's going to drop to $20 over the next couple weeks on a pullback, and then they get disillusioned and sell out at a loss. So I wouldn't be putting new money into this. I'm actually going to pull some money off the table on this. I'm actually going to be going into some things that are more undervalued in my view, uranium, oil, with some of these profits. So we've had a good run here. I'm not going to be fully out of this stock, I don't think, but we'll definitely, after a big move like this, we got to take some money off the table. So if you are a holder of this, congratulate yourself, but you may want to, like I said, take some chips off the table, and we can reassess after this thing comes back in, which I suspect it will. All right, that's it for this video, guys. Thanks a lot. We'll talk to you next time.